Hello, and welcome to this video on a percent problem. Eric took his family to a restaurant and left the waiter a tip of 20% on the bill amount of $154. A. Calculate the amount of tip that the waiter received from Eric. Round the answer to the nearest cent, meaning round the answer to 2 decimal places. And B. If the tip was 1% of Eric's monthly salary, calculate his monthly salary. Round the answer to the nearest cent again. To solve this problem, we get to use a formula method that relies on a formula that relates three variables every percent problem will contain. Every percent problem will contain the variables B, P, in, and hour. B for base, which is the whole quantity or value. P is portion, which is the portion of the whole quantity or value determined by the rate. And R is the rate, which is the relationship between the base and the portion expressed in percent. The rate usually carries the sign percent, but is used in a decimal or fractional equivalent in calculations. Now, the relationship between these three variables can be expressed as follows. We have that portion equals rate times base. And just as we can write portion in terms of rate and base, we can write the rate in terms of the portion by doing portion divided by base. So rate is written in terms of portion and base. And we can also compute the base in terms of the rate and the portion by doing portion divided by rate. We will get to use formulas we have right here as we solve this problem. For now, let me erase those formulas and we write them when we need them. So, for part A, we want to calculate the amount of the tip that the waiter received from Eric. And Eric left the waiter a tip of 20% on $154. That 20% is the rate. R is 20%. In other words, 0.2. The decimal equivalent to 20% is 0.2. Now here the base, the whole quantity we're talking about is $154. So the base is $154 because that's the whole amount. And we're going to compute 20% of those $154 to know the portion of the base the waiter received from Eric. So we need to find P. To find P, we use the formula P equals R times B. So we do 0.2 multiplied by $154. When we perform that calculation, we get the following number. We get the number 30.80. So 30.80 is the tip the waiter received from Eric. Next, for part B, they tell us that the tip was 1% of Eric's monthly salary. That tip that is right here was 1% of Eric's monthly salary, and we need to calculate his monthly salary. Because we have this number is a percentage, we have that in this problem the rate is 1%. In other words, 0.01. Now, What comes after the word of is the whole, the base. So the base is unknown. This is Eric's monthly salary. Usually, what comes after the word of is the whole, the base. And we don't know what that base is, but we know that the tip the waiter received from Eric was 1% of Eric's monthly salary. So the portion here is the tip. That tip was $30.80. So in part B, we have R, we have P, which is a portion of the whole, the portion of Eric's monthly salary, and we need to find Eric's salary. In this case, we get to use the formula P equals R times B, but we solve for B. B is P divided by R. Now P is 30.80. So we want to divide $30.80 by 0.01. When we do that, we find $3,080. And that number, $3,080, is Eric's monthly salary. Okay. So to summarize, we use the formula P equals R times B for both parts A and B. For part A, we used that formula to find P. For part B, we used that formula to find B. And the wording of the questions was important. The wording of the questions told us what percent was, what the rate was. Well, rate and percent are the same. In this case, what the portion was and what the base was. Remember, to find portion, we need rate and base. To find rate, we need portion and base. To find the base, we need portion and rate. We need two things to find the third thing when we use the equation P equals R times B. All right, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.